Let's talk about our goals for 2022.
Before you go there, I want to add some other things that I think people might be interested in.
Okay.
Because I added some staff on as well.
Okay.
And this was another one that I think of the staff members, I think the biggest one that a lot of people have asked about is a property manager.
Yeah. And someone actually called you out about this hot water tank, and by the way, my hot water tank blew this.
I'm trying to put that under the rug.
No, but like it's funny.
Please.
I had a tenant, man, and shout outs to Brent who listens to this stuff, man. And he's like, hey, funny story. I'm listening to the podcast right now about the hot water tank, and I keep forgetting to mention that our hot water tank, it's not lasting that well. It's only lasting 5 to 6 minutes, and it's not that it's not that hot. Which almost always is the fact that one of the elements is blown out, right? Like, so typically you have two elements on a hot water tank. If you're getting hot water but a reduced supply, you've got an element issue. And right now with supply and labor,
Chandler.
By the time you replace that element, you might as well just replace the damn thing, right? So, yeah, he messaged me, and it was, I can't remember what day it was. I don't know, but I hit up my boy Chris Myers, and he had that hot water tank in there. And I messaged him today. I'm like, hey, man, how's it going? Like, because we were worried about getting one. He was like, I don't know how we're going to get a hot water tank right now. Like, they're all spoken for. But he got one. I messaged him today. I asked when we get one. He's like, I've already put it in yesterday. So I don't know where I was going with that, but hot water tank.
You're talking shit with my property manager.
Oh, no. Oh, but someone asked you because we were talking about the story, and someone said, oh, well, if he's such a big deal, how come he doesn't have a full-time, like that impression, how come he doesn't have a full-time handy person who can do that? Well, first of all, changing from...
I do, but anyways, go ahead.
I mean, but changing from an oil-fired hot water tank to an electric... hot water tank.
Specialty of a specialty.
Yeah, man. Like, you don't really want to be mucking around with this. And also, you know how it is. If something went wrong with the new install, they'd be like, and then he didn't even hire a certified plumber, right? Like, you can't win. Like, you could watch a YouTube video and probably swap out an electric hot water tank to, a new electric hot water tank. But you're looking at an old unit where a lot of those are run with like copper lines, right? Like, which you need to switch over to woven line, like. There's some stuff there, man.
To give you kind of a prime example. So I do have a full-time handy person, and I do have a full-time property manager. But to what Chandler's saying, we need insured, licensed people because I'm in a lawsuit right now with somebody. With my insurance, first thing they ask is, okay, give me the contract and the person's insurance. And I'm like, well, I didn't. Because in this case, it was just cleaning in the building. So I hired one of the tenants to do it. And
is that a slip and fall or something?
It was a slip and fall. Yeah. And because the tenant just does it, and we're paying them on the side to do it, it all just falls back on me because they don't have insurance and we didn't have a formalized contract set up. So also, we now do everything with proper people because otherwise it's going to boil back. If that oil-fired hot water tank was installed by my guy and it exploded again and this time it caused a bunch of issue and someone slipped and fell, falls back on me. Or a new oil-fired went in and caught on fire, that's on me. So unfortunately, you can't just have a guy
But
go
also,
and do it.
Do you know what a red seal, or I don't know what the equivalent of is a plumber, is making in this market right now?
They're on back order and they're $100 an hour.
Yeah, you're not going to keep one of those guys just on staff kicking around on the odd chance that a hot water tank might
Also on a Friday night, it doesn't matter how much you're going to pay. Try and find one. Nobody people are living their lives, right? Yeah. So, anyways, but
someone took that dig at you, and I was like, we got to make a response to that. So I don't know.
Response made. Yeah. But anyways, what I did want to say is this year I made the transition. So. Everyone asks, when I started, I ran the units myself, and I'm not going to lie, I didn't like it. And I give advice to a lot of my clients. I say, look, you understand investing, you like the investing, you like the construction portion, whatever, get into it. But if you hate the property management, then contract it out. And I understand that you're giving away 8 to 10% of your revenue. But if you don't do that, you're not going to buy anymore. You're not going to do anything, right? There's a cost associated with your headache. And okay, so now you just spent the last 2 days hating your life dealing with this person. Well, you just missed a deal that's going to make you $100K, and you did all this to save $4K in management fees over the year.
But you had to get to a certain point also volume-wise and cash flow-wise to do that, right? Like this
is the but I'm saying right off the start, I hired a company. So I had actually originally had a company doing it for me.
Really?
Yes. I'm not going to shout them out because they didn't do a great job. I don't feel the need to drag them through the mud either, but they didn't do a great job at all. That was my own mistake on picking them. I should have seen the reviews and things that they had that kind of suggested they wouldn't do a good job. But long story short, I didn't want to deal with it. And I found that out on my very first rental property when we let it sit and a tenant didn't pay rent for 6 months and then it was empty for another couple months. Like that's I didn't want to be there. I didn't like that portion. I was obsessed with the investment. So I say to everyone, like, just hire them and run it in your numbers before you buy it. Run it in your numbers, and if it still makes sense, then do it. So
and you're not going to pay 8 to 10 if you get a big enough portfolio, too, right? Like
no, well, then it does come down as time goes on. Anyways, this year I kind of bit the bullet and hired somebody on full time. Game changer completely for my life. Like, it just freed up a lot of time. And the nice thing is they're available to do other things other than just property management. So technically, I was probably at around 50 units when I bit the bullet. It's definitely not the cheaper option. A company still would have been cheaper because if you do the math,
cheaper's not better.
50
though,
times
right?
1,000 average at 6% is $3K a month. $3K a month is 36 grand. You can't hire somebody for that, but I was able to hire somebody for a little bit more than that.
Yeah,
and
way
roll
better.
them into it exactly. And so
shut them out.
Yeah, sure. My property manager Josh. He came
Josh is
from
the man.
Josh is the man. He came from Killam, and he has been a lifesaver for me.
Josh
and
is wicked.
Yeah, he's really good. And he's been working hard to kind of keep growing the portfolio. And he actually has an incentivized pay where as we get more units, his pay automatically grows.
Yeah.
So he wants to see me close on a building. When I text him and say, hey, we just got another building under contract, he's excited because he knows that now his pay is going up every time. So anyways, that was a big step. A lot of people ask that, so I just want to kind of address that.
When I was broke, I had rich habits. When I was broke, I had rich habits.